Alright, how's everybody doing? Figured I'd
Yes.
do a little overview here on Meliadoul. Always been one of my favorite characters. Um, she kind of has a cool thing in the remaster, and then she has another thing that's not cool but still kind of good, and that would be the changes to her Mighty Sword skills. So on the PlayStation 1 version, it just wouldn't work on monsters. It would just give you 0 because they didn't have any gear to crush. War of the Lions version, they fixed that, and now it would just work on monsters and basically anybody or anything. And it would do the full damage, so she was really good. Also, War of the Lions version, they had all that extra gear, so you're even stronger, and but now we're in the remaster here, and now they allow for the crush skills to work on monsters or characters that don't have equipment in a slot to break, but the damage is 50% less. Well, the calculation is going to be 50% less strength, and then it'll do the weapon, so it'll end up being like 60% less damage. So kind of bad, but it still works. It's just really low. Basically, it's like throw stone,
Right.
but better. So
Yes.
damage is pretty low. I mean, yeah, kind of disappointing. So actually, I'll just hop into a battle real quick. We'll just show her off there. I actually like this place for testing out builds and stuff. Usually not gonna get a lot of stuff, and the stuff here is kind of slow, so kind of easy. It's a place I'd recommend. Otherwise, you just do the desert if you need to level down or something like that. Got our monster. What do we have equipped? Let's do that. Let's do that just to get... Well, no, I don't want to do anything.
Of course. At the ready.
So we'll just show it off here. Show you what I mean. How bad it is. It's kind of disappointing, but... So we're going to go up to Orlando, and we're going to break his gear. So, 224. This is a rune blade. So 16 times 14. That's your damage here. Normal attack. So it's just going to be your normal attack. This value will be different if you're using a Knight Sword because it takes your maximum brave into consideration. But I don't mess with any brave stuff because it makes you too overpowered. Just like I don't mess with blade grasp, anything like that. So. Now, if you want to attack something that doesn't have anything, instead of being 0, you're getting your damage just completely neutered. So, 112, 224. Pretty bad, pretty bad. It's like, what's the point? You might as well just use a regular attack and do more damage. So basically that's the idea with these builds here I'm going to show you. So the first one would be...
Understood.
As you command.
Well, I'm not going to sortie with this one, but I will show you. I'd recommend just making her a monk. You're going to have the you know, the equipment, you're going to have good stats to do so. Again, so her stats here, 370 HP, that's really high. MP, that's same as a knight. It's less than Egris, but it's still decent if you want to do something with it. 4 baseline move. Again, this is really good because if you want to use something like Life Font, Mana Font, and Mana Shield, you know, it's nice to have 4 move instead of 3 because you're really going to feel it on 3, and then you're going to want to put on some shoes or movement, so that's good. 16, that's basically the highest that a female is going to get on a knight or a lancer. They have the highest growth in the game, same for her, so she has the highest. It's even higher than the knight and the lancer, but you know, at 99 it's just not enough to put her to 17, but it is the highest, so she's already, you know, better in that regard. She's going to have superior HP on a knight and a lancer. Strength's going to be the same. 13 magic, that's still really solid on a melee class. Speed is 12, so that's 1 over the baseline. You know,
an apt choice.
So less HP, same strength. Magic's 2 points less, and speed 1 point less. They are a heavy armor class, so she's definitely better.
Very well.
13 magic, that's 2 extra and 1 extra speed. Speed's going to be useful if we want to use jump later in one of the builds, which I'm going to show off. So speed shoes 13. She generally has a free accessory slot in most of her builds. It's just a flex slot. Same thing with her support. She really doesn't need it for stuff. So, but I would just build her as a monk, just standard. Technically, you rob Sephiroth of all of his stuff, you're gonna get all this gear, so why not? Let's just put it on. You'll have to rob him before you can even unlock her. So we'll do the Gaia gear. This is going to buff our shockwave. It's basically going to be sniping across the map. So 8 spaces. Does earth damage. You're getting earth increase. So this is 25% to our stats when we do the attack. We got good HP. We got a shield. So we have that over a monk. We have, you know, headgear. Again, we can do something like the ribbon if we want. And then we would rock. Bracers. So pretty solid. We're getting an extra point of movement over a monk. A monk would be 3 move 4 jump or 4 move 3 jump. Jump doesn't matter too much. I mean, you can do something like that. Doesn't really matter. Life font, you want to keep yourself up a little bit. Again, parry. I use parry. You get it really early. I mean, this should be the first thing that you buy on a knight. Then again, you know, in the earlier chapters, chapter 1, 2, 3, the values don't start getting really good until like 3 or 4. So, you know, you're going to be looking at weapons with 5% parry, and the shields are going to be really low. So, but I use that instead of the Samurai's Blade Grasp. I just don't use it. Just a personal preference. Makes things way too easy. Same thing with reflexes for the ninja. This is going to double all of the evade that you have on your character. Except for, of course, your weapon, because you need parry to actually activate that. You can't have both at the same time. But, you know, right now, compared to a monk, I mean, it's pretty solid. We're going to need, I mean, we still have whatever knight sword you want to use. I mean, you'll get the Ragnarok in the final story battle, the final sequence. You can go deep dungeon, get the Chaos Blade. This solves every problem in the game, really. Perma regen, 40 damage, dual wield, 2-hand, inflict stun. So, just depends what you want to use. You want to Nav Orlando's Excalibur, because you'll get him before you get her. You want more, you know. So this right here, you'd still break it, you know, the humans if you need to. Human characters with armor, you can still break them. Then otherwise, you're just doing your all of your punch arts here, beating things down. So this would be like the general build I'd use for. You kind of have to build around the mighty sword. It's really not that good. I mean, of course, unless you're doing Chaos Blade, tack up, something crazy. So that's not actually the build we're going to sortie with. It would be this one here. So this build is unique to her in the remaster because of this piece of gear here. So I think you get this with the... It's either deluxe or pre-order. I'm not sure. Not sure which one it is. But what this does, it gives you shell. And so this is the final piece of the puzzle that we have here. Orlando, you're going to steal his blade. You're going to come, you know, this is what she's going to have on her person. Save the queen. I'm going to do dual wield, get them both. She can't equip hats, so you have to use, you know, helms or ribbons. You can go ribbon. Academy tunic, that gives you shell, so haste, protect, immunity, shell, and then chances for regen, re-raise. What does that look like? It looks like this. You have everything, all the good stuff, and you're immune to everything, really. So you have parry here, so that's going to give you 35 from your Excalibur and 30 from the Save the Queen, so that's somewhere around 50%. 50% chance to hit. So I mean, this takes care of your defense, your evasion. Again, you have regen, re-raise, so this is the one that you want to use. And then of course you can put on Arts of War. Basically allows you to do the same thing as Unyielding Blade, but you know, you'll get 2 chances of breaks, plus you'll get, you know, get damage here. So we'll just...
It's time.
We'll just sortie here and show you. Little gobbos in the forest. Alright, so Crush Armor, Unyielding Blade. This is with your Excalibur, of course. It's going to take your top sword into consideration. So this is what this damage is based off of. Orlando, he has armor. We bust it. 336 damage, 100%. Pretty solid. I mean, you know, we're not using attack up and we don't have a bracer. We do have 16 strength, but we're immune to everything. We have perma everything, so not too bad considering, you know, everything, you know, on normal difficulty. Now you want to use it on a monster. Damage is completely neutered. So you're at 168. It's kind of disappointing, but hey, it's what it is. Instead, you just use normal attacks. This is going to be 210, 180, just like that.
I think not.
That's right. So we'll just reload. Pretty good. So that's where your damage is going to come from. You're just going to be running around smashing things. Again, we are losing tons of damage because I only have 67 bravery. I didn't pump it up to 97. I just don't like doing that. But I mean, these swords hit hard and you have everything, so kind of cool. Again, if you want to do Arts of War, break, and then damage. So I mean, that right there is probably better than just using your mighty sword skills, especially if you switch these around. So it would break with the lesser and then do damage after, you know, being broke. You're getting 2 chances, so pretty cool. Let's reload.
As you
Let's
come on.
do...
Of course.
Let's see. So the next build here will be a Lancer build. She can actually equip crossbows and pole arms. Again, I try to work around the mighty sword skills because they're really just not that good. So basically, our shield, that's giving us defense, so we don't need parry. We can go ahead and do Dragon Heart. So if we get hit, we can hopefully get back up with the re-raise. Equip a helm for defense. Again, you could use this. You steal from Sephiroth, doesn't matter. Power Garb, this is what we want. It's going to give us 2 extra strength. You're going to need the 108 gems here. This is what's going to boost our Holy Lance because its element is holy. So that's 25% on your strength. And then we're going to go attack boost or whatever you want, really. I mean, you could do double hand. Double hand's going to hit really hard. You're not going to have any defense unless you do Blade Grasp. But I don't use those. So this would probably be the best. Double hand and attack up, they really don't help with jump. So I think she's going to start with jump. She should start with like 7 and 7 or 7 and 8, something like that. So she'll be a max Lancer. Again, these stats are going to be better than you would as a Lancer. You're getting 2 extra strength due to the clothes, and you're getting 1 extra speed. That's just innate to her class. So, show you what the damage is like. We also have 13 magic opposed to, what, 7? So, if Holy triggers, it's going to hit harder. So look at that. 616. We can one-shot our Thunder God here. And this is on neutral affinity, so 100. Absolutely insane. Oh, poor Grandpa. Alright, so pretty self-explanatory. Show you what the jump is. So jump 378, still solid, and you're getting 1 extra speed, so it's quite nice. And I'll show you the last build that I got. Let's see who's over there. Let's put him
Understood.
here.
Ever ready.
We'll do her. So we're going to bring out Ivalice, and there we are. Okay, so this build, the idea again is to kind of build around Unyielding Blade because it's really not that good, to be honest. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So again, she could use crossbows, so why not? Let's make a build about it. Her class, Divine Knight, is going to be superior to an archer. She's going to lose 1 point of speed, but she's also going to get 100 points of HP and 1 extra point of strength. Strength is the most important thing that we need because crossbows are super terrible. Now mechanically they're good because you're outranging, you know your enemies, so you're not going to get countered, and you're always going to be, just a couple spaces ahead of them, so you really don't need a whole lot of movement. You go Life Font again, bracers. You got your shield for the defense again. You're going, if you're getting human human race, then you know you're gonna get this shield. You can do that, but I'm just using store stuff. But this is it. Attack power of 10. This is your best crossbow. Pretty terrible. Nothing you can really do with the helm. I mean, you can rock a ribbon if you want, but again, this is going to be a completely auto character. It's just going to do its best, so. Power Garb, we want the attack. Bracers, we want the attack. Attack Boost, we want the attack. It'd be nice if we can rock double hand, but unfortunately, you cannot dual wield these or two-hand them. Even though in most games, crossbows are two-handed, but... So if you just want to rock Meliadoul herself, all you need is Speechcraft and Insult. That's because we're going to Berserk ourselves and do even more damage. You can do Mystic abilities and try for Fervor, but you're going to be having to deal with cast speed, and then also you're going to have to deal with MP, and lastly, it's going to have the worst chance to take effect. This one starts higher, so you're looking at like 55-ish % chance of berserking yourself, so that's what we're going to start with.
Forward.
Again, these aren't the best builds. I mean, the best build is your best shield, Chaos Blade, and whatever else. So, as you can see, Agrish, she has 150% affinity here. That's how the Zodiacs match up, so this is 85. I won't actually do it with her.
My path is clear.
So she's just gonna berserk herself. Okay, let's pretend that didn't happen. And all you do is you reload. So.
I must tell you something.
And then she does her own thing, so. Oh, she has an Excalibur on, so she's gonna be hasted. Be kind of annoying. Okay, shield parry, good job, sweetie.
Right.
Come on. $420. Boom, right in the noggin. Look at that. So, I mean, it's not the worst, but it works and it's fun, and it's, you know, you can make use of her class, give you something to do. So you got a spear build, you got a crossbow build, you have your dual wield, your break build with knight skills or mighty sword. Then you got your punch build. So you'd just be using Wave Fist instead, or your Shockwave. Shockwave would be perfect here. Go right there, bam, 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 kill them all. So that's basically what I got for Meliadoul. Always been one of my favorite characters. So yeah, I'm gonna call it here. You guys take care.